Perceived Value Life podcast, where we talk about your
Life.
perceived value in life.
Your value and your
Welcome.
health. Welcome.
Happy to have you here
Happy
today.
to have you here today.
On today's subject matter, we will be talking about
all types of malarkey.
and shenanigans.
What if we were that stiff? Welcome back to the Perceived Value Life podcast, episode 10.
10! Yay!
Episode 10. Yeah.
We're in the double digits.
We're in the double digits.
We're in the double digits now.
Back up in this joint.
Oh
so
my
what's
God,
going on?
it's a lot of lights in here.
Yeah, it's supposed to be.
My eyes.
Focus.
I'm trying to. My goodness, I can't look at not one camera. These lights.
We're professional here. We have professional lighting. So get used to it.
Okay, I gotta get used to it. Can't wear no sunglasses up in this piece. So
You could.
I guess I could if it got real bright.
We'll see circles in here soon.
That's what I see when I close my eyes right now. It's like all of these circles.
It's all good though. What's going on, y'all?
Oh, hey family.
So so we back. Perceived Value Life.
Goodness.
A new week. What's going on?
Well, I would like to know, because I don't think I asked you this last night when we had sushi.
Okay.
You decided to eat sushi and fried chicken together.
Fried chicken and
So
sushi.
I'm wondering how that experience was. I think I must have been knocked out by the time you got the chicken up there. Was I?
No, we ate it together. Yeah.
Oh, my
I mean, you
goodness.
ate
Okay,
you
well,
ate your
then
sushi first.
I forgot to ask about it. So how was
No,
that?
I ate that. It wasn't a whole bunch. It was like one fried wing.
Well,
from
how was
earlier.
it together?
It was actually pretty good. I ain't gonna lie. It was good. I've been dying for like 20 years to try fried chicken and sushi. And
where did you hear this from? Who
Why-
said that fried
where and
chicken
why?
is... Because that's not like you to be like, ooh, let me put fried sushi and fried chicken together. That doesn't
You're right.
seem like a combination that you would typically go for. So
it isn't.
where did this come from?
This came from
Where did the
a
inspiration...
2003 song by Anthony Hamilton called Where I'm From. And in the second verse, and then I'm a foodie, so this is how weird I am. So way back in '03 or whenever this song came out, in the second verse, he's talking about this girl he met, and he's saying he took her to a poker game. Top notch fried chicken and sushi.
Take her to a poker game. Top notch fried chicken and sushi. Try to be
Years ago.
Oh my God.
I was like fried chicken and sushi. I didn't even eat sushi then.
And
so,
you still thinking about that
No,
lyric
what-
to today.
I was, but see what
or
what
yesterday.
I was, but you know what it was? I didn't eat sushi back then, but I obviously ate fried chicken back then. But I didn't start eating sushi till maybe 2005 or 6. Anyway,
Okay.
the point is, this mixture of fried chicken and sushi has been in my mind for a long time. So last night when we were having sushi, and I've had sushi plenty of times since then, but I was like, you know what? And we had fried chicken from earlier. So you know what? I'm eating fried chicken and sushi. And I had to play the verse for you so you know what the hell I was talking about.
What the hell he was talking about? I'm like, what song did Anthony Hamilton sing that had fried chicken and sushi? And then he played it.
But you know what's
And
funny
then I
thing?
heard it.
But I don't know. Here's the thing.
And I was like, okay.
The funny part is that I don't know if, and this is going to bring us to the whole lyric thing. I don't know if he said top notch from fried chicken to sushi.
Oh.
I just thought about it last night because
Top notch for fried chicken and sushi.
that actually makes sense.
Okay.
But to me, I was like, back when I first heard it, I'm like, top notch fried chicken and sushi. So
Now we got to put on the closed captions because I need to know what these lyrics are.
we're gonna clip.
Or we can look up the
I'm gonna
lyrics,
clip
I'm
it in.
sure.
But all I know is back then, to me, was about fried chicken and sushi. I'm like, oh, fried chicken and sushi. I think I'm gonna try that.
Is there somebody
Who
at
is in our
door?
backyard?
Who's in our backyard?
Who goes there?
Hark.
Is it hark or
no,
arc?
it's harp.
Is it arc or harp?
It's harp. I think it's harp.
I always say arc.
No, I think it's harp. Who goes
Arc.
there?
Who goes there?
Hark.
I like arc.
No, it is not arc.
It flows better.
No, it's hark.
Hark.
No, harp. Harp. Who goes there?
Oh, that's our niece. Okay. So, all right. So now I'm like, after I ate it, the fried chicken and sushi, I'm like, you know what? Maybe he said top notch from fried chicken to sushi. And then
What was it like when you ate it together? Was it good?
I liked it. It was good. I enjoyed it. I might do it again. Maybe this could be a new thing. I don't know if, and I don't know if that's what he said.
You could be onto something. It could be something with this fried chicken and sushi combination with the wasabi and the ginger and the soy sauce and the chicken, like the crispiness.
I think it might
with
go.
Sushi, I think that might go.
We might need to open a restaurant called Fried Chicken and Sushi.
Let's do it. I'm ready. Let's go.
Because I don't care what the lyrics are. To me, it was fried chicken and sushi. Try to be good. Yeah, yeah. Trying to meet you like a lady. Living too long. I don't know. Rest. But anyway, it was good. I enjoyed it. So I had my one chicken wing, and I had spicy tuna, and you had the crab rolls, right?
I had the crab rolls. Now I'm into my seafood exploration.
You scared to try the raw tuna though?
I am. Yeah, I don't know if I'm ready for raw.
Why you being a fraidy cat?
Where am I?
I love that too, fraidy cat.
Fraidy cat. I think we said scaredy cat.
Yeah, scaredy cat is good, but I like fraidy. You're a fraidy cat.
You're a fraidy cat.
You scared to try the raw?
That just don't seem to appeal to me. I'm not interested in trying tuna raw. Is it good raw? As compared to
I think honestly, when I first tried,
different?
when I first had sushi, I had the smoked salmon for the sushi, but then I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just get the raw and try one day, and I was like, it tastes the damn same. Couldn't tell.
See, it has to have something different for me.
It isn't different, honestly. If you tried the spicy tuna or something cooked, and you try, I think if you tried it and you put the wasabi and soy sauce on, and someone didn't tell you, yeah, you wouldn't know. You'd have no idea it was raw until after. So
maybe I'll dive in. We'll see. I'm just, slowly entering my way into the seafood world. I ate fish, not catfish or anything like that, but I had fish, but I never had any shelled.
You had shrimp.
I did have shrimp, and I did like it. It was good. Like in that dish that we ate from Cuban Pete's.
Yeah.
Oh man, it had mussels. It had shrimps. Yeah. It had salmon.
Yeah.
And it had calamari.
Calamari was in there too. Yeah, that was good.
I forgot what else was in there, but that was so good. And like a red sauce.
It was like
eat it as a soup. But it came with rice on the side, but I didn't want the rice, so I just kind of ate it like a soup dish. But if I had some of Mom's
fufu. Some fufu.
Yes, give me some of that fufu.
Some of that fufu. Yeah.
To sop it up. Oh man.
Listen, we all related.
Fufu.
Yeah. So back to the I want to talk about the song lyric thing.
Okay. What about the song lyric thing? The particular one about
the
sushi?
Particulars.
Sushi
No.
fried chicken?
No, not that one.
Okay.
I want to talk about how, okay, y'all, you let me know. This is my thing. Like, if you've been singing a song a certain way since you were a child or way back in the day, and then finally you find out what the lyrics actually are, do you change the lyrics of what you always sang your whole life, or do you just keep it the way you know it? Because for me, I like to keep it the way I know it. Once I find out the lyrics, I'm not changing it. It's
I think, no, for me, if I heard it a different way and I was saying it this way the whole time, and then I finally realized that it was something else, I would feel a little foolish continuing to sing it my way.
So you want to be civilized about it. You want to be grammatically correct.
It's just the right thing. Like, okay, so there was what was the group called? Good Loving Body Rockin' Knockin' Boots.
H-Town.
H-Town. So for the longest time, I thought they were saying good loving body rockin'. Okay, good loving knockin' doubles.
Knocking doubles. Horrible.
But then I realized it was knocking the boots. I was like, what?
You should change it at that point.
No, you can rock. You can
knocking doubles.
You can knock doubles.
What's that?
It could be twins. It could be
knocking doubles. Okay. Is there a sport that doubles goes in?
Yeah, that's tennis.
Is that tennis?
Yeah.
Knocking double.
They can use that as a.
That's like a theme for the what's the is that
the Wimbledon?
Wimbledon.
Yeah.
Knocking doubles.
Knocking doubles.
Oh, horrible.
Well, anyway, that was my thing, and I decided to change it because no, I was not keeping that.
I mean, you were not going to keep it. I'm sorry.
I was not keeping that. Once I learned that it was knocking the boots
you tried
and not doubles.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, oh.
Okay.
Okay.
I have a bunch of them, but my
Not
favorite
doubles.
one, you know my favorite one.
Oh,
Yeah. I know you laughed at me when I first. Listen.
you gotta tell them what you. Okay, I don't know how you want to approach.
I'm
You
gonna
want to say it?
I'm gonna make the disclaimer. I'm gonna say what I'm gonna say what I always saying,
goodness.
and what I just make the disclaimer. Now, mind you, what I'm about to say, these lyrics make no sense, but it just feels good, and that's what I've been singing since I was a kid. So we're talking about "Pump Up the Jam," and it was, oh, I pledge to stay. Get your booty on the button now. So
get your booty on the butt.
Get your booty
now.
on the butt now. It doesn't make any sense. I get
your
it.
booty on the butt now, or get your booty on the button now.
No, not button. Get your booty on the butt now.
Okay.
It makes no sense. But it feels good to sing it like that. I don't know why. So when I finally found out, I didn't know the lyrics until maybe last year.
Babe. I said, babe.
And
that
I was like, well, what did they say? And you told, what did they say? What's the real lyrics?
A place to stay.
I don't have a place to stay.
No, I think it's a place to stay. Get your booty on. Now you got me saying your booty thing. Damn it.
No. You said. I think you said. I don't have a place. I don't have a place to stay.
No, it was not that. It was not that. A place to stay. Get your booty on the floor tonight.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah,
I don't have a place to stay. Get
I didn't
your.
say that. I have a place to stay.
I say I don't have a place to stay. I don't have a place to stay. Get your booty.
I think it's a place to stay.
Get your booty on the floor tonight.
So you think they're saying I don't have a place to stay?
Listen, that's why. That's why. And now when I play it and the kids hear it, that's
are
what
they saying it like
they say.
that?
They say, Dad, play booty on the butt now. They love that song.
Gosh, don't have our kids. Don't let that pass down to the generations. Okay.
Listen, sometimes y'all tell us in the comments. Sometimes you have a way that you sing a song and you know the words are wrong, but you're like, you know what? It works for me.
Feels good to say
Feels
it like
good to
this.
say it like that. So today we want to chat about health, right?
Yeah, I think health is important. So the question is, how important is health as you age?
Mm-hmm.
I think how important is health as you age, or maybe at your age now? How important do you see health? Obviously, when I was a kid, I don't think most kids are even thinking about health.
No.
They ain't even thinking about health.
They want to eat Little Debbie's and
pizzas every day.
Suck the salt off the chicken skin.
Yep. I'm
That's-
like, Bud, what are you doing?
Kids don't care about health,
I
but
like the salt. I like the
they love the salt. They love the
and
sugar.
And then they eat the meat, and then he eats the meat. He gets all the flavor out and then eats the meat last. But yeah, I wasn't, not even concerned. Yeah. I would probably say my awareness of maybe my body, or I guess health, was probably around the 8th grade.
Mm-hmm. Which is still pretty early for most people.
Yeah, I guess so. Is it? 8th
grade? In 8th grade, I was eating Chico sticks and Chips Ahoy and eating whole cheese pizzas and just wilding out. So
okay. Well, okay. So for me, I think in the 8th grade, where it turned for me, where I was looking at my body and looking at myself a lot more. My auntie had made a comment about, Faith, you gained a little weight. You know, probably, I'm sure innocently, but I took it as a criticism and began to look at myself, and I'm just like, okay, what's wrong with the way I look? You know, so I think maybe around that time, that's when I joined track, and that's when I started dieting, drinking a cup of coffee, having one piece of toast, and one egg.
A cup of coffee in 8th grade?
Yep. That was probably my first cup.
Okay. What kind of egg was it?
Was it a hard-boiled egg, or did I scramble it? No, I scrambled that egg.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay.
So that's when I became aware of like body image, you know what I mean, and how I wanted to be thinner because I didn't want to be called fat. Okay. God forbid, you know. Right. So at that time, that's what I was focused on, is just being skinny. And
in your mind, was it health in your mind at that time, or was it just just like, okay, I got to eat differently?
No, it
because-
wasn't health. It was just about getting skinny.
Got you.
That's what it
Got you.
was.
Okay.
It was just about getting skinny. So yeah,
Okay.
it was not regarding health in the 8th grade.
Okay.
You know, that's where, like, I would say that's where the start of my health lifestyle began. It
Being
began
conscious of what you eat.
Yeah, it just began of being conscious of what I ate, and it also started with just the physical aspect of me.
Got you.
Just making sure I looked a certain way, but I wasn't going to the extremes to look that certain way.
Right.
You know, I did what I thought at that time was healthy, reasonable, a cup of coffee, a piece of toast, and an egg.
Okay.
You know, so because I looked up this thing about losing weight, and I think it was in one of my mom's old weight loss books. I just got a recipe from there, and I just started there. Started running track because I'm like, okay, I got to get more active. I got to run.
Right.
So I started doing track, you know, and track lasted me throughout college. But I think that was probably the start
Start of it.
of my health path
And
in my
awareness and stuff like
and
that.
awareness in my life. Yeah.
Interesting.
When did it start for you?
For me, interesting. I didn't. My health awareness probably came later teens, I guess. But I don't even think in similarly to what you said, it wasn't even about like health. It was more about a look. I felt like, okay, I always been slim. You know, I don't know if I was necessarily skinny, but I was definitely slim growing up. And I was like, okay, I wanted to become more buff. I wanted to become a little, bigger. So, because I didn't naturally get big when I ate. I ate all kind of stuff. I mean, I always had a big appetite, but I was just one of those guys that eat anything and doesn't gain any weight.
Yeah.
So I was like, I want to become like bigger.
Yeah.
So at that point, I started lifting weights probably when I was, 18 or 19. I started lifting weights to get a little bit bigger. And at that point, I started to, it was about the protein thing for me. So I started learning about gaining muscle and protein intake. That was the start for me. So I bought a protein shakes. That was the first time I tried a protein shake.
How old were you?
I was like 18.
Oh, okay.
And the protein shakes back then, I mean, we're talking 96, 97,
Yeah.
something like that. Protein shakes back then were disgusting. They
Yeah.
come a long way. They were lumpy. They were just not even that the flavor was kind of bad, but the consistency was really bad.
Yeah.
So it was really lumpy. And so, at that point I started to say, okay, you got to take in protein. So started doing protein shakes, started to eat the lean chicken and these types of things. So I started getting into that as I got into my 19s and 20s. So that was kind of maybe the start of being conscious of what I ate, in relation to exercise.
I mean, I would say even in college, I was still not eating the right foods. I was still eating lots of spaghetti. I was actually carb loading before a track meet. And I would eat lots of spaghetti. I mean, I would pretty much eat anything. I still wasn't like, oh, I should not be taking in this much sugar,
Right.
I should not be taking in these many carbs.
Right.
I don't think I became aware of that way, like conscious eating. I tell you what, it probably started probably like 23, 24. I read a book called Natural Cures They Don't Want You to Know About.
It's Kevin Trudeau, right?
Kevin Trudeau.
Trudeau. Okay.
And it was, I mean, that book kind of really set me off. That
Okay.
really set me off in this, eat healthy, read the labels,
Right.
stay away from these ingredients, all kinds of things. So I changed everything. I changed my way of eating by eating more organically and buying more organic foods. I think around that time I was like organic this, organic that. Everything had to be organic.
Organic water.
Organic water. I need it.
Organic air. I only breathe organic air.
So everything was like
Genetically
organic
modified
egg,
air.
organic eggs, organic this, organic that,
Right.
organic turkey breast
Right.
meat, sandwich
Right.
meat. Like
Right.
everything was organic at that point. And reading labels,
Right.
staying away from MSG and all of that stuff. So that happened like in my 20s. And I think that was really the catalyst that just kind of set me off, is because what was stated in that book really hit home. I mean, it hit me hard. I'm like, what?
A lot of information.
A lot of information, wonderful information. I know he's in the news a lot for being arrested and all of that, but he speaks on the benefit of health. I mean, he does. And honestly, let's get it out in the clear. I don't think this particular, I don't know if it's the government is focused on wellness.
Well, probably not the government. So per se, in my opinion, more about it's the government in the sense of corporations. You know, corporations aren't. You know what I'm saying?
Corporations.
And
yep. We can
like,
say that.
I think for me, there was not. For me, it was more like in my 20s. I was still eating a lot of different stuff too. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't super strict, but I did try to make sure I had more. One thing I was lucky about is I really was never really super attracted to carbs so much. Like I do like rice and bread and fries and whatever it is people try to stay away from, but I don't like it so much. I like lean food. It's just my taste. So, but for me, my attitude throughout my 20s was like, I'm gonna make sure I exercise and then just eat somewhat lean, but I'm still gonna enjoy certain things.
Yeah.
And a lot of the sugar that I would like when it comes to sugar, because obviously that's devil number one.
Right.
For me, the sugar came through drinks, soda. I didn't drink soda all the time, but I had to have it with food.
Meals. Yeah.
I had a hard time drinking water with foods. That was always a struggle for a long time. So that was the thing. But we met in our early 30s.
Yeah.
So around that time, that was when I started to, when we met, there were certain things I was always trying to get certain things out of my diet or reduce things from my diet, because I feel like I've been consistent as far as exercising, but diet is very personal to a lot of people, and it's a hard thing for a lot of people to really get it straight. You know what I'm saying? So so that is something I worked on to, once we got together and really worked on, okay, what are some things I need to get rid of or really minimize in my diet? And so.
Well, I think, okay, I want to take, let's piggyback to what I said. It's not like the governmental bodies, you know what I mean? I think the system, healthcare system, is not focused on wellness.
Facts.
It's focused on illness. I mean, you can just see, they talk about disease every day in the news and take this medication, take that medication to get rid of this disease, but it usually causes another disease or some other issues or imbalance in your body.
Facts.
So, what was I going with that? I just wanted to piggyback.
That's a great point.
Just to make a point.
No, that's a great point.
The healthcare system. So it makes it hard for an individual who is trying to eat healthy things and trying to lose weight or, just become better, healthier, to get the correct information.
Well, yeah, because you can't eat anything. Every time you think you can eat something, there's, just to your point, there's so much information out there.
There's some study that says that you should not eat all of this.
1 minute they like eggs. Eggs are good for. I've always been an egg guy. I always love boiled eggs.
Yep.
1 minute, you shouldn't eat eggs.
Yeah.
Next minute, you should eat eggs.
Yeah.
You shouldn't have tomatoes. Next thing, you should have tomatoes. You should have meat. You shouldn't eat meat at all. You should be a vegan. Then it's all of a sudden they're like, well, you do need certain stuff from meat. Yep. So you're right. Where does the average person? You don't know who to trust. And that's always been my thing, is you got to take a lot of things with a grain of salt, right? Because like I said, diet is very personal. So people are always telling people, well, what you should do this and you should do that and you shouldn't eat this, you shouldn't eat that. And I think that you have to, I know you don't like the word moderation.
Why do you say I don't like the word?
Well, I know you say you don't like the word, like you should do things in moderation, but I think that you should do things in moderation.
Well, I think, okay, so...
only because...
All right, yeah.
Only because moderation means you just don't go crazy with it. Like, if you're going to eat a burger, you're going to eat some pizza, I mean, the idea you're going to stop eating something forever is probably not going to happen.
That's problematic.
It just sets you up...
That's all you're going to think about.
And it sets you up for something unrealistic. So it's like, why don't you try to? My attitude is, why don't you try to incorporate better things into your diet that you enjoy, that are healthy? Try to incorporate more and try to slowly push some things out that aren't as good. That's been my whole thing.
That's good because I go hard. I usually go hard.
That's
Like,
good if you can stay with it though.
It's hard for me, a person like me, to just, slightly, make adjustments along the way.
Yeah.
For me, it's just like, okay, so figuring that out, I think was the long road.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Figuring out what I was supposed to eat and how it affected my body, how I felt, if I was losing weight, if I was gaining weight. That process took the long road. But knowing that, okay, staying away from certain ingredients, not consuming a lot of things that, a lot of carbohydrates.
Right.
Or things that turn into sugar. Pretty much
Right.
anything that we put in our mouths turn into sugar. It doesn't matter if it's a broccoli. It doesn't matter if it's spinach. I mean, even the healthiest things all things will break down as sugar. It really all depends on how frequent you eat those things and how much of a spike it causes in your insulin, because too much sugar spikes your insulin. That's the reason why it's released, is to bring the sugar down. So there are foods there are foods that don't spike the insulin so much. Now I'm going like way into it. Like this is where I'm at right now.
Right. But it's cool because you may be talking over some people's heads,
I don't want to talk over
and you may not be.
anybody's head,
but how did you?
That's how it all breaks down, though.
How did you? It's good to keep for us to keep talking about how you got there.
Yes.
Your journey of how you got there.
I mean, honestly, I started out
eating.
As a vegetarian. I think when we met, I was a vegetarian. I don't think I was eating eggs. I wasn't eating fish. I think I was eating fish. So maybe I was a pescatarian. Yeah, I was a pescatarian. I did try being a vegetarian. I was like, this isn't me. I love salmon. I love fish. So I need to add some protein into my diet. So that's when I looked into pescatarian. And that's when I started eating fish and seafood, mainly fish, not shelled fish. And then when I got pregnant with Sahar, I realized that eggs were extremely important as a building block for the brain, So that's when I started adding eggs to my waffle batter, adding like 3 or 4 eggs to the waffle batter, because at that time, the consistency, I just didn't like it. So I put it in my other foods where I couldn't taste it.
Right.
But then I realized, you know what? I like a little meat sometimes too. So then I started adding chicken and not necessarily as a part of my diet.
Right.
I'm just really listening to my body and seeing what it's telling me that it needs.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's more about, my body doesn't tell me, oh, you need sugar, oh, you need pizza, or you need chips, but when your body is lacking something nutritional wise, I feel like it lets you know. So I felt like I needed a little bit more meat into my diet. So that's every once in a while you cook the chicken and I'll eat the chicken. But after I had Harlow, that's when I gained, I think, the most weight. I think I was 170 pounds. And I was like, how am I going to get rid of all this weight? Like, I've never had to deal with this, like being this weight and trying to lose like 40 pounds of it. So I tried a variety of things. I tried I think the Noom diet. It gives you like green foods, yellow foods, red foods, and you want to stay mostly green. I think that just didn't work for me. It was just too hard on my system. And
didn't you once try the what's the that hard protein diet? What's that called?
The keto?
Not keto. It was something you tried before then.
A hard protein diet?
Not a hard. It was like it was something. Maybe it was keto, but it was something. I feel like before keto. It was I know the name of it. It's the tip of my tongue. But go ahead. You were talking about the stages.
I wish I knew. I tried a couple of them. There's a famous guy, and I think in Hollywood, who helps the celebrities lose weight. I'll have to look up his name, but I did try his diet too, and it was just it was a lot of carbs. Like you do a lot of carbs in the beginning, and I think you slowly decrease the carbs intake over time.
Right.
And I just found myself gaining so much weight with it. I wasn't comfortable with it at all.
Right.
And then I tried keto, but I tried keto and the kind of keto that I was trying, I was eating a lot of, let's just be truthful here. I was eating a lot of peanut butter and chocolate balls. I made the desserts, you remember?
Mm-hmm.
The peanut butter and chocolate bombs. That's what
Right.
they were called.
Mm-hmm.
But obviously, you can't overindulge in desserts like that. I mean, that's just going to rip your stomach to shreds.
Right.
And then I was eating a lot of dairy, and it was making just upsetting my stomach. So I stopped that for a while, and then I went to Noom, stopped that, and then I started doing my yoga again. Mm-hmm. And eventually, I found Dr. Berg. He's on YouTube, and he talks about intermittent fasting, and he talks about the healthy keto. Mm-hmm. And when I started doing that, I just saw it was easy to follow.
Right.
Very easy to follow because you incorporate fat, you incorporate protein, and you incorporate carbs. Mm-hmm. So it wasn't like restrictive, like super restrictive. I felt like I could, have a little bit of everything.
Right.
You avoid sugar intake.
Right.
Added sugar.
Right.
And the whole point of it is to decrease how much you spike your insulin. That's where I'm at now.
Right.
Is trying to decrease the amount of sugar that I take in, increase the fat, and have a moderate amount of protein. And it has honestly helped me keep the weight off. I don't have to think about my weight anymore.
Yeah.
Because I've balanced. It's really helped to balance my body.
Well, that's interesting because I mean it's like a I think that's something that men's definitely struggle with it too, with weight. Mm-hmm. But I think, from my observation, a lot of women do struggle with weight mm-hmm. and different diets. They try different diets a lot more.
Yeah.
With guys, it's usually like, I don't feel like guys do as much research when it comes to weight loss as women do. But because typically if you're overweight as a guy, it's just like, okay, well, eat better and exercise.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And sometimes that works for some people, and sometimes it doesn't. It's not a one size fits all. But I do think that for people who aren't going to do, because I think you did a lot of research, like I said, mm-hmm. and I think one of the things is that a lot of people don't do research. Mm-hmm. But I think if you're not going to do research, then if you're going to work on the basics, I think that for one, like you said something earlier about paying attention to your body. Mm-hmm. So being tired all the time, not having good energy, being achy all the time, are good indications that sure. Maybe you need to change your diet a little bit, because ultimately how you eat, again, it's not about telling people what they should eat mm-hmm. and all that, but you got to look at the fact that if you're tired all the time and you're not very active, a lot of it comes down to what you eat. Mm-hmm. So, my thing is, like I said, just try to incorporate some healthy things, because there's a lot of healthy food. Now, you said you go hard, and I think a lot of people take that approach.
Yeah.
They go really hard, and they like, oh, I'm not eating any meat now. This is New Year. I'm not eating any more meat. My resolution. And
right.
I think that when you go that route, sometimes if you can stay to it, cool. But you got to be able to be consistent.
Yeah.
Because you could go.
Consistency on that route is like key for
it's
sure.
Consistent. Yeah. And if you set up yourself. To me, the reason why that doesn't work most of the times is because you're so drastic. And it's like, if you just focus on being healthier rather than trying to put a label on whatever you're doing. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And again, it might work for some people, but trying to put a label on it, trying to call yourself healthy versus being healthy is two different things.
Another thing that I've learned along the way is like, just listen to your body whenever you're eating. Mm-hmm. Or see the effects of how you feel after you eat, because it'll tell you right then and there what the food is doing to your body. It's either giving you energy or it's taking energy
100%.
away.
And you know what happens too is I've always found is that, and now again, exercise is different for everybody. Mm-hmm. I've had my journey of, I like to lift weights, but I also past couple of years I got more into calisthenics, and that's been very helpful. But in general, I think exercise, whatever your version of it is extremely helpful, because the more active you are, you tend to eat better. It's hard to eat like crap and be active. It's very hard to do both. You know what I'm saying? So you don't have to, you might not work out 5 days a week or whatever. That's not what you do, but you're absolutely right. When you're active and you exercise, it's hard to make bad decisions as far as what you're eating. And now when you're not active, it's very easy.
It's very easy to make. Yeah.
One snacky
decisions.
night turns into another snacky night.
I mean, listen, I allow myself to snack sometimes. Not even snack, but to eat foods that are not typically healthy for you.
Right.
I'm not even going to say snack, but
100%.
I'm not going to restrict myself from something that I enjoy.
Right.
I'm just not going to do it all the time.
It was a girl I used to work with, and she was like, we all ordered like some Chinese dishes, and she's like picking out all of the vegetables.
Oh no!
And I'm like, yo, what are you doing?
I'm like, can I have
She's
those?
like, I don't eat vegetables. I don't like vegetables. I said, you don't eat any vegetables? She's like, no, I don't like vegetables. And she's probably in mid-20s or something like that. I'm like, how you don't like vegetables? But maybe her palate, she just didn't try it. She's just used to eating just meat. So the more you expose your palate, the better chance you're going to be able to try different things that could be healthy. And a lot of times you could be enjoying certain foods that are in place of all the processed stuff.
Yeah, for sure. And honestly, if you don't know where to start, I personally think healthy keto.
Yeah, you know what?
Great place.
It seems
like
that's popular now. Like keto is. I mean, I don't know much about it, but it seems like it's more in the forefront now. I'm hearing a lot more about keto.
Yeah, at least with healthy keto, and this is Dr. Berg's thing, healty keto.
Is his name Alec Berg?
It's not Alec Berg.
Unless you watch Seinfeld, you'll know what we're talking about. Alec Berg.
I don't even know what his first name is, honestly.
Dr.
Berg. That's all I know him as. He's on YouTube, and it was. But you can still have issues even on healthy keto if you have an imbalance in your body. So it's a good place to start.
Okay.
If you are trying to better your health, it's not just about weight loss. If you better your health, weight loss will just happen automatically. Right. And I think one thing to remember, I think as we're growing older, not all of the food has all the nutrients and vitamins that we all need, because the soil, believe it or not, is really deficient in the vitamins.
Wait,
and
is
minerals.
that the reason why I got to give you props here? Because every morning, my wife has about 6 pills or something that I need that she gives me to take. I don't know what's in them.
I takes it.
Listen,
he takes it. I take it.
This is
the
being
kids
filmed.
Have their thing.
This is being filmed, so we know either she really cares and she's got some great nutrients in these things, or she's trying to kill me slowly.
Well, you haven't died yet, and neither have I.
Haven't died yet. She might be trying to kill me slowly, but I'm gonna give her the benefit of the doubt.
I'm definitely not trying to kill you. I want you around for a long, long, long time.
No, I believe that.
Long time, but. I think supplements are important to take too. You're not going to get everything that you need through food, so it's good to.
That's a great point.
I did push play. It looked black for a minute.
Oh.
I was like, it's
the
all the lights. The lights are messing up my eyes.
It'll pay off in the end.
But supplements are important too, because you're not getting everything that you need in food. So
here's the thing about supplements that's interesting too. It's good that you say that, because I think sometimes people supplement without having the food, though. Sometimes people treat the supplement like it is the food. Like it is the food.
Yeah,
because it's hard to get real food in our society. It's a struggle. They have food deserts, and a lot of a food desert is like in the hood. Most major cities, you might have like in their city, you might have an area where you just have bodegas. There's not a lot of fruit, not a lot of vegetables, where people are eating most of their food from packages and cans.
It's just really important, I think, to know the benefits of what you're putting into your body. You need to know the benefits, and if you're not putting the right things in your body, how that's going to affect your body long term. So that's why I think as we're growing older, we should be investing in our older selves.
Facts.
I understand in the 20s, you're doing the 20 thing, you're experimenting with life, and you're, living life.
Yeah.
But the older that you get, honestly, you got to buckle down, and you got to begin to change your habits.
That is it's
changing
so
habits,
true.
changing your lifestyle. invest in your older self. So that
That's
means,
so true.
yeah, exercise,
That is
increasing
so
your
true.
flexibility, eating the right foods that give you energy,
Mm-hmm.
eating the right foods that keep away cancer,
Well, that's
because
the
cancer
transition.
seems to be rising
Yeah.
in the elderly.
Yeah. I mean, but that right there, what you just said is that's the transition, going from young to middle age type of vibe, and then going to the older phase. That's the part that's hard for a lot of people, because when you're used to doing a certain thing a certain way, you don't change,
Yeah.
and you may see yourself, you may feel like, oh, I can eat the same things I used to eat,
Yeah.
but really you can't, and that's really, I think that's kind of the transition. That's why I say that you gotta, in my opinion, you have to try to at least work on eliminating certain things. If you drink a lot, maybe you need to cut down on the drinking. If you smoke, well, you shouldn't even be smoking cigarettes, honestly. I mean,
Right.
that's just nothing good about that. But even the foods, like one thing I eliminated was soda.
And
Like,
you did such a wonderful transition with that.
well,
Yeah.
here's the thing about soda. I love to tell people about. I should be like a sparkling water marketing person. I'd be so passionate about it when I tell people all these years. I said it's not the sugar that I love; it's the carbonation that I love. So when I started looking into sparkling water, I'm like, okay, something has to be bad about this. So I did a lot of research.
sure did.
I tried to find anything that was bad about sparkling water. I couldn't find anything. I just heard that it's water, it's carbonated, and there's none of the bad things that are in
All
Coke,
the chemicals.
in soda.
Yeah.
And what I noticed since that switch, my stomach is way flatter. I mean, I think it's attributed to calisthenics too, but my midsection is way flat because I'm not consuming the sugar. That's where I would get sugar from, is the drinks. And that's where a lot of people get sugar from, is the drinks. It's not eating cakes and cookies. For some people, it's the drinks. So how much sugar is in a Coke? Maybe 40 something grams, or a 20-ounce Coke may have, I don't know, 45, 60 grams of sugar. It's a lot of sugar. And you might have 2 of those a day. So those things actually attribute a lot to disease from the drinks.
Sure. Yep. The older that you get, you got to pay more, I think, closer attention to what you're putting into your body, and getting the supplements, getting it all balanced, so that when you're growing older, you don't necessarily have to experience all kinds of diseases. That, I don't think, we seem to think that that's the natural progression of things.
Yeah.
Like, you're young and you got all this life and energy, and
That's so true.
you can do so much more. Oh yeah, you can do a back bend. That's just because you're young.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Or you can do the splits. That's just because you're young. No, but you can remain that flexible. You can remain that vibrant even as you grow older. But you got to put the right things in your body in order to feel that way. If you put something in your body that's going to deplete your energy, you're going to feel tired and sluggish all the time. You're not going to feel motivated.
Yeah.
So when your body is feeling good, your mind feels good, and then you feel good at the end of the day. So it's just about feeling good.
Well, let me say this
Okay.
real quick before we wrap up too, is that we have inspired each other. And I think that's another thing.
Agreed.
Like, when you if you are in a relationship, it's good to try to inspire each other, for the better. I mean, there's certain things that she does that I don't do, and certain things I do that she doesn't do. But it doesn't have to be like, again, it's not a one size fits all.
Yeah.
I would say, if anything, if you're healthy and you're trying to be healthier, do your thing. Don't try to tell your partner what they need to do and be like, you need to do this and and be overly judgmental. Just try to try to support each other. And a lot, human nature is, when you doing your thing and people see that and they see results, or they see your energy or whatever it is, human nature is that if you're telling somebody what to do and you're talking to them, they naturally like, I'm not going to do it. Just because you're telling me to do it, I'm not going to do it. But if you just do your thing, your partner, and you maybe make light suggestions, and they just see what you're doing, a lot of times they'll be inspired to do it.
Yeah.
So I think just encourage each other, so you can be healthy together. And there are, again, I keep saying this, but there are many ways to be healthy, many different ways to exercise, and I think just inspire each other. So.
Yeah, for sure. Like, my thing is yoga. I love doing the yoga. I try to do it on a daily basis, and I see you out there. I see you downstairs working out on your calisthenics and your weightlifting. So he has inspired me to go down there and work on my calisthenics or calisthenics?
Calisthenics.
Calisthenics.
Her pull-up game.
It's getting better, y'all. I used to be able to do not one pull up. I was like, what?
And this woman is doing 5 now.
Well, 2 with assistance.
Okay, 3. She got three
three
good ones. Three good
ones on my own.
And 2 with a little assistance.
2 with a little assistance. So I'm learning. I'm still learning. I'm still evolving. You know, that's what life is about.
That's what it's
just
all
like
about.
Better yourself every day.
Yeah, and I have my yoga. I do it once in a while. I don't do it enough, but I need to do it more. But we're inspired by each other, and
Absolutely.
Well, perceive by your life. What you perceive, what you believe is what your life will be. We
Absolutely.
totally believe that, and it's a practice that we both work on every day.
Every day.
Control your thoughts. Try to think positive. Be positive, and the universe will be what you see it as.
Absolutely.
So, well,
thank you for tuning in today. And if you like the video, please like, subscribe, and don't forget to hit the notification button
100%.
so that you can be notified anytime that we post on the channel.
Yes.
So you guys have a wonderful week.
Have a great week, y'all.
Bye.
Peace.